Hello, Entertainment Daily lovers. Good evening. Okay, so there is so much, that is going on that we need to talk about, and let's get right into the conversation between, or I said the conversation. Let's talk about the story, the cheating scandal, okay, that is going on. Frank Ido, yes, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire host. Okay, this is a Nigerian gist. So let me quickly check our sound and we'll get right in. I'll try to cover as many topics as I can cover. It's the weekend. Thank God it's Friday. TGIF. So please like, share, drop your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to keep it as short as possible. Let me see if I can do 20 minutes, 30 minutes maximum. So people that are coming in to watch the replay will be able to, catch up and watch. Welcome. If you're just coming, please like the live stream. Everything you need to know about the saga, you are going to hear them here. So let me hold on. I'm trying to get the device that I'm going to use to be reading some things to you people. So, okay, a faceless blog on. So, okay, a faceless blog. Give me a second. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see if I sound okay. So I see you people can hear me. Welcome. Catholic Mama, welcome. Daphne, you're welcome. Let me close the door and reduce the noise that is coming in. So let's do this. Let us do this. Good day, good evening, everybody. Let us talk. Okay, so who wants to be a millionaire star? A host. Okay, so let me take that one down. So the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire actually. I'm reading comments and I'm not sure. Good afternoon, Daphne. Good afternoon to you. Yes. Happy Friday, Queen. Thank you so much for joining. Let me see what's Katori saying. Hello, you doing today? I'm doing good. How are you, Katori? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Hope everybody's doing well. So we will get right into the conversation. Please just hit the like button if you are just coming in. Okay, so now let me quickly pull up this. So Frank Ido, it seemed like he's been divorced for some time now. Okay, or he's been having issues in his marriage for some time now. But this whole thing didn't come to the public like till few days ago when this faceless blogger started on Instagram started posting cryptic messages and things like that. So then she had posted, it's female actually, I think that blogger is a female. She had posted something where she used Chike's song and some write up, and then here comes Frankie Doe commenting underneath. So people were like, oh, wait a minute. So there's some truth to this story. So that's where people started feeling like it was actually Frank Idowu himself that might have been sending those things, the evidence to this faceless blogger to post, because he even said, oh, I saw what you did there, blah blah blah. And he said, oh, I'm working on a program and something and I will need your help to promote it when it's time. And the faceless blogger said, don't worry, you know when it's time, bring it. We will run it. So then the faceless blogger continued posting, and then also other podcasts that he's been on, somehow people just started digging up their stories and things like that. So this thing just blew up, where it is being alleged that the singer Chike is actually having an affair, or was having an affair, with the wife of Frank Ido. And Frank Ido confirmed it. Voice notes were dropped that was alleged that that's a conversation between the lady, Frankie Doe's wife, and Chike. That voice note, very suspicious. Then Frankie Doe now took to his social media and wrote a write up where he didn't go into details about what, but he acknowledged that yes, something did happen and he has moved on. It's been 2 years now. He's fine. For those people that are calling him and sending him messages, that they should not worry about him, that he's fine and he is in a good mental space. So people should not panic, or there is no cause for alarm. Okay. So when he said that, I think that was what started the whole thing. So this his ex-wife came out and did her own posting where she called him out. She alleged that he's lying, and I'm going to read, her own post. So she posted on her business page actually, because a lot of people are like, oh, she's so mean, she's so wicked. How would she do something like this? She's married and she's cheating with Chike and all of that. So she came out on the 14th of May. That's when she dropped her own first. It's been at least 3 4 posts, and at least 3 4 5 posts that the Faceless blog will post. You will see Frankie, though not really pouring out his heart, but just kind of dropping comments and acknowledging that the blogger is not lying. So, but she hadn't said anything. But up until now, Chike has not said anything. Chike is just going about his day, posting and doing his thing over there. But the internet is divided. Some people are pissed off at Chike, some people are praising Chike. But first of all, let me say this. There is nothing right in what Chike did, and there is nothing right in what Frankie Dowu, or what the lady, Frankie Dowu's wife, did. If Frankie Dowu's wife was actually having an affair with Chike when she was still married, because first you have to dissolve the marriage, make sure that everything is properly done. Documents, if you did traditional, bride price returned, everything, if you did church and court, just make sure everything is nullified properly. Okay, you're back to, single, single, single. Then, and if you've been in a very horrible marriage, but I would even suggest that you try to heal before you start looking into anything else. But well, she was doing what she was doing. And from the interview, we heard him talking about how he used to keep malice. He's this type of man that will keep malice. He doesn't care. He would know, so a lot of people are like, when you're keeping malice with your wife, why won't you go and find solace in the hands of another? That does not make it right. So those of you that are championing that cause, drop it. It sounds silly. Okay, the first thing you do is, if you see that the person is somebody that loves malice, or he's whatever thing that you just know you cannot deal with, then start the process. Finish up with the process, then start looking to go back into the dating scene, or start thinking about spreading out your leg to do whatever. But don't do that when you are still married to somebody. It is wrong. It is wrong in the sight of God and just morality and everything. It is not right. Okay, so let's get into what she posted. So after all of that, just going to start from where what she posted. Then I'm going to play the voice note that he said he was going to drop. I believe that first voice note was also dropped by him, but when this second voice note that he dropped, he's actually alleging that these are evidences that he had presented in court, and he doesn't know how those evidence came out. I don't think any lawyer or any would be silly enough to go and release those kind of documents that they used for their court case, for that divorce and whatever. So I don't believe what Frankie do, but you be the judge. Okay, like I said, we'll try to do quick 20 minutes, or at maximum 25 to 30 minutes. I want to round up because we're introducing the topics. More are still coming up, so we're going to be building the story from there. Okay, if there's any update, I'll keep you updated. So 14th of May 2026, 2:40 in the afternoon, this lady posted. She said, surviving a BITCHASSN word, Frank Ido, choose to remain silent may give mixed signal to the narrative, and that a sadist and narcissist peddled, making everyone believe he is a victim. Choosing to marry a man, raising our beautiful kids, single-handedly building and growing a successful design business, and giving myself wholly, undiluted and faithful, true and true, until you decided that while I was pregnant with our first child, Remember, this is Frank Idowu's second marriage. Said, until you decided that when I was pregnant with our first child, you would rather have a prolonged affair that lasted years with an actress, Mbong Amata. And the thing why a lot of people believe what she was saying was she didn't just come out to spill. She mentioned names. Throughout her write-up, you will be hearing names, okay? And these people, some of them have actually responded. And I'll see if we can get to that first. But let's finish reading what Frankie Dowu's wife said in her response. So she said, you had an affair for a long time, and she mentioned the lady's name that he had this long, prolonged affair when she was pregnant with their first child. She said the lady's name was Umbong Amata, amongst other women. Where do I even begin? The night crying on the floor, begging that you see me, with you walking out and not returning for days, or the days you tormented me to abort our second child because you were in numerous relationships and not ready to be a father. Throughout the emotional, psychological, mental, and physical torture and abuse, I stayed committed, faithful, shielding you, carrying like egg. But you are a shell, washed up and dried out. You lived for validation of the internet. You live for validation of the internet. So enjoy your 10 seconds of pity party. A deadbeat. Hmm. A deadbeat? That's exactly what you are. I single handedly sponsored your lavish lifestyle. I single handedly paid all your bills, the trips, business class tickets, five-star hotels, luxury trips, all the home bills, including that of the others. Including that of the other children. Remember, he was married before, so of course he has kids with the first wife. Okay, so I think that's where she said, including the bills of the other children from your previous failed marriage. I took your mom abroad to the United States and she lived in my parents' home for years. I tried to cover you. I tried to protect you. I tried to shield you. No one knew how empty you were, how empty you still are, she continued. Have you ever paid school fees? Have you ever? All you did was abuse the financial access you had to my funds, squandering my money on prostitutes and loose women. So many numerous transactions in Lekki hotels, Airbnbs, lounges, and bars. Sold my property without my permission for chicken change and still squandered the earnings from it within 1 week on different girls. Documented evidence day chai. So she's saying that she's not just capping, she's not just talking, but there's a whole lot of evidence that she can actually present. And she continued, disappearing for weeks on end with loose women and whores like Adeze Uboaja. Now, this is another person she has mentioned. This is the second lady she has mentioned among her saying numerous other women. So she's mentioned two and still stating that they are numerous, okay, too numerous to be mentioned. So, in other words, he is allegedly a serial cheater. Okay, let's proceed. So she said, okay, and her like Adeze Waja at the Hard Rock Cafe, or is it Tega Dominic? And she tagged the this and she tagged the tagger, this particular one. She tagged her and said the baby Niger girl. Okay, this one was a Big Brother Niger reality TV show star. So she was one of the housemates. And then so she mentioned three at this point. Now she said, oh, is it Amaka Okeke? That's four. Or Diary of a Fallen Queen? Five. So she mentioned five women in her own first official statement. And she said, whom you claim you were trying to get endorsement and sponsorship for, who wants to be a millionaire, who you brought into our home to sleep with on our matrimonial bed. Or is it the smelling prostitutes whom you led into our home, where I had to video record you escorting her to the gate? Or is it the whore you had on your Snapchat frolicking in her bikini, snapping with your own phone while you were there blowing kisses to her? Okay, and she continued, or is it when I caught you talking to one of your girlfriends for over an hour and I begged you on with Okay, with so much anger, I almost passed out from anger for real. Tapes and evidence day. So she repeated. This is the second time she's repeating that there is tape. She has tapes and evidence, and she said, "But what is really the point? Or sharing with the world? They will still talk, mock, laugh, and make skits. You can go to a faceless blogger and post. Frank, you don't want to go there. Where do I start? Where do I begin? I was a great wife, a faithful wife to the core, but a time comes when a woman must choose herself. I choose myself and walked away, filed for a divorce too. As an adult woman, I am free to be friends with and date whomever I please. Please move on with your life. To family and friends who have walked this journey with me and know the truth, thank you for your prayers and support. So this is her official statement, and I think this actually provoked Frank Ido. So Frank Ido did what? Frank Ido dropped us. Now the Tega dropped her own statement. She posted something to her story where she posted like a face cap, and she said it's all, like caps, and she put the emoji of a cap. That's what she said. Okay, so in her own words, she's saying there's no truth to, because her name was mentioned, so she's saying there's no truth. And I think one other lady also posted her own official statement saying that what Frankie Dohu's wife is alleging is not true. So at this point, some people are pushing that Frankie Dohu's wife should bring evidence because Frank Ido has actually dropped evidence. Now, Frank Ido's other first wife, I want to believe, her name is Catherine. Somebody, the comment section is on fire. Chike's, this lady, the ex, in fact, people that don't know the first wife of Frank Ido, people are looking for them because the way he spoke on those two different podcasts and the questions that were asked of him. Now that this his marriage saga came out, people started digging up those old videos. People, when he talked about how he could keep malice, how he would play with his children, ignore his wife for days and not talk, or just leave, go stay in a hotel, ignore his wife and everything. People were like, you pushed her into Chike's hand. But let's not forget, Chike is a mumu. Okay, nothing should be making you to go and be sleeping with somebody's wife. At least wait for the woman to get the proper divorce and everything, and then go in. So people should not create any excuse. She too should have just focused on leaving the asshole, that nonsense man, and then do whatever she wants to do. But at least don't just dust your divorce paper today and tomorrow your leg is open. Wow, what is it now? Now somebody take do you. So the thing they catch you. But anyway, people will do what they want to do, but I think it is wrong. So anyway, people were looking for the first wife because people started applauding the first wife. I was like, yo, so this is what you went through. First wife had issues. Now his second wife, marriage has ended. I seem like the problem is coming from Frank. That's Ido, the man, not the women. So this person wrote, the person said, Catherine, when I saw your picture next to this Mr., I thought, is that Uju who is his wife? Mama, you suffered person wrote SHIT, King King of Malice, because that's his name now, Frank Idowu, aka King of Malice, because that's what he said, that he knows how to keep malice. He will not talk to you for 1 month, 2 months, but you will be in the same house. So he's now called King of Malice. They said King of Malice uh, wanted to finish you, but thank God said back to sender, thank God you left that child alone. So she responded, tore her suit and something and laughed. And she also added more laughing emoji responding to what the person said. So it's almost like even the first wife is agreeing that the Frank Idowu is a very difficult person, to deal with. Okay, give me a second. So so that's that. So a lot of people, and I think because he saw all of this, I feel like Frank Itowu is not even sleeping. He's always online and constantly checking what people are posting about this his saga, because from the video that he dropped, you will hear what he said. So here I think it's the video. Let's go. Let me see.
Ooh, hello, good evening, sir. Fine, sir. Okay, first of all, I want to thank you for telling people what I really meant, because most people didn't watch to the end of the video, and even if they did, their emotions took over their logic. So, you said you hit the nail on the head exactly. I'm one of that guy too, exactly. But everybody is jumping with it because they want to create content with it. So,
it's not about creating content.
What I'm calling you is, I want to confide in you, and I want to put this confide.
It's not about people trying to create content, Frank. It's about you sending the message to the faceless blogger. Anything you make public, people will talk about it. That's just the truth. Let's start. Let's go.
Oh, hello, good evening, sir. Yeah, good evening, sir. Hi, sir. Okay, first of all, I want to thank you for telling people what I really meant, because most people didn't watch to the end of the video, and even if they did, their emotions took over their logic. So, you said you hit the nail on the head exactly. I'm one of that guy too, exactly. But everybody is jumping with it because they want to create content with it. So, the reason why I'm calling you is, I want to confide in you, and I want to put a stop to all this. The way I'm going to put a stop to all this, I will tell you. But firstly, let me tell you, since 2022 December until January of last year, not this year, January last year, that news that came out is very, 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 very true. I approached that stupid boy because this is my second marriage. I approached that stupid boy. I saw him one day. He was shaking like a leaf. And I told him, I said, do you know why I'm saying yes? Okay, so what the hell are you doing with my wife? He was with a girlfriend.
You can imagine. It's like, so you think if you say it's your second marriage, people will now think that you're what, the victim.
All that crap he was talking about, old men and everything, he had a girl that he wanted to marry that was engaged to. The girl, her name was Precious. I met him and I told him, I said, if my wife is stupid enough to want to cheat on her husband, why would you, a small rat, encourage it? And he went, is that what she told you? I said, dude, I have your recordings. I said, I have your recordings. You talking to my wife.
The same person that was saying, oh, men cheat and they can still love their wife. They're not doing you well. Hey. Men think that they have the monopoly. You think so? Women don't have feelings.
I would have shot you in 2 meters.
And now you want to shoot.
Because if you're not going to do that to the husband repeatedly, with this same guy, repeatedly, no, I'm just pouring my heart out so that you understand the thing that I have to go through. I have evidence to burn 2 of them on the stick. I have evidence to burn 2 of them. I have like 6 recordings. I have a text message the idiot sent to me apologizing after that day I met. But they still went back at it. See, let me tell you, I have been facing this thing. Some people knew, but I held it to my heart because I have 2 boys. I told that guy, I said, I have 2 boys from this woman and I want to raise them. Leave this woman alone. Maybe she'll come to her senses. Then I will go overlook it. I'll take one for my sons. They continued.
Now that they're doing it to him, his mouth has changed. When you were the one doing it, you did not think.
Let me tell you something.
You go find out.
I sent her to school in 2010 to 2011. We're married, and that was when we met.
Which one is you said that to school? Now 1 year, the day ago.
I said she wants to go work. I said, you should do a business. What do you like to do? She says she likes skincare and interior. I said, skincare, I can get you a lot. Let's do interior. first carpenter for her. I raised everything I did. I studied.
So this is where they contradicted themselves.
For her for 4 years. I was very good at it, and the reason why most people don't know is that I had just one client, her, and she wasn't paying me. So I was doing all this for my wife until I raised her to the extent that trouble now started. So she felt that she was big and started an affair with this guy. If the guy should not agree, there was a time that I left her. It's okay, let me just go. I left for 3 months. I went and stayed in a hotel. She was looking for me for 3 months, crying, crocodile tears. Finally found me. Finally got me out of the hotel. I came back only for her 2 weeks later to go back. I have the recordings. So now, the thing that annoys me, see, my own is this. I was ready. I held all this evidence. I left on my own. So there was one day I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, all right, give me back my ring. And she fought me for that ring. I took the ring back. Then she went and called her father. Her father stays in Houston. And said, oh, I manhandled her. I said, okay. Then the father said, okay, leave the house. So the next day she packed from the house. I had had it already. I waited. She packed everything from the house. I closed the door, changed the locks. My boys were still with me, but she said she needed time to go and to fix the house. Next week she comes back. I think next 2 weeks she comes back, knowing that I did not chase her, I did not do anything. Because me, I told her, I said, see, I hope you know what you are doing, because when this thing goes down, I will not come back. And that's what happened. She came back and said, oh, do you miss me? I said, yeah, sorry, you are done. You are done. A month later she came and picked my kids, went. Everything was going on well, and she went. She even allowed my children to come and stay with me for 1 weekend, and went back and everything. Then it got to a point where she saw that I had moved on. Because you are with your boyfriend now, so me. I said, okay, me too. Yeah, I will go. I wasn't outside, I wasn't going out because I was just focusing my heart, my soul, my strength on that woman. Then I went out. All it took was just something to be very beautiful girl and everything. She lost it and went and took me to court that she wanted divorce. So she was just like anger.
Edoho.
But the thing is this, if you don't wait for 2 years before you go to court,
You can imagine.
the court will ask you, why do you want the divorce before 2 years? You have to show proof. And I told her friends, I said, tell her that I have proof that she was misbehaving. So she shouldn't take that case to court because she was asking if I should pay her 4 million every month for the children's upkeep. I said that was not going to happen. So anyhow, let's go. When I brought the evidence in front of the judge, the judge just said, please, you know that there are children involved. I said, well, I am the
judge the beg
is well. She's the plaintiff. So I think you're talking to the wrong person here. I'm merely defending myself. And that all those things entered into court. I don't know if now finally, so maybe that information now finally leaked through the courts.
After 2 years, magically, when you said you're preparing a program. I beg, I don't believe.
When the thing came out, so I found out that people were thinking that this thing just started now. So I put out this statement that it's 2 years I've moved on and blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, she now starts putting the narrative that, oh, it's the guy's team doing it. So tomorrow, I'm going to release an audio. Tomorrow is going to be a long day for some people. Because I'm going to do just that.
Frankie, though, you're so petty.
My first wife, when people talk about this malice thing, they think that somebody will I'll just come and start.
It is still childish.
Somebody that I love.
Malice. Keeping malice. When you can just easily talk about the problem. Nonsense.
Likely to fit silent treatment. The person has been like that. Someone cannot come and enter marriage and wasn't doing silent treatment or wasn't doing malice before. Then he starts doing malice.
You cannot justify it, Frankie, though.
There are many things lying. I tried everything to stop this woman. I tried that malice, it didn't work. I tried leaving the house. For 3 months, it didn't work. I tried. It didn't work. And I was there for my children. I got a spiritual mother who would bear me witness, who she's not talking to. Our spiritual mother, who she introduced me to 16 years ago, and that woman is a holy woman. The woman doesn't talk to her anymore.
Rocher.
And I tried. The woman knelt down for to stop this.
Mr. Perfect.
Because she wants to die with chicken. So I said, okay. I left. Because me, when it gets to a point where I know that, oh, this thing I'm just doing is futile. On my way now, what are you talking about?
Okay, so there's just something not all right with the explanation that he's giving here. There's just a lot that is not just right with this explanation. So anyway, but I'll just leave you people to be the judge. Like I said, we're going to do we're going to do 20 minutes, 30 minutes introducing the topic, dropping what they have dropped from what he's saying. Maybe she's going to come back to counter this audio that he dropped with her own evidence, because she said there is evidence, but she didn't drop any evidence. So right now, some people are taking sides with Frankie Doe. Some people are taking sides with her. In fact, some people are even taking sides with Chike. And me, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand at all, at all, at all. People that are taking sides with Chike, people that are defending Chike, I cannot understand. Okay. Chike should have waited, except they will come out and say, okay, it was after they finalized everything, after that 2 years, that's when you can now start taking defending Chike. But right now, they've not said that. So nobody should be defending Chike, but of course, people are defending Chike too. So let us wait and see the evidence that she's going to drop. Then we will see, because she said Frankie Doe said he has 6 evidence that he can drop. So if she drops one more, he will drop another one. If she drops, he will drop. So they will keep dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. And as for the women that she mentioned, they've also, they've also been talking. Let me see. There's an official statement from the official statement from one of the women that Frankie Doe's ex-wife mentioned. Her name is Tega, the Tega lady. When I was reading that, you people heard her name. So here it says, draft, my relationship with Frank Ido. Said, I honestly did not want to speak on this because I have spent a long time trying to stay away from unnecessary drama. But at this point, my silence is no longer helping. I have absolutely no sexual or emotional relationship with Frank Ido. Frank is a great guy and a very good friend of mine. We started talking around mid last year after he sent birthday wishes to my mom. Like many people in the industry, we already knew each other through social media and mutual familiarities. Uh, he's also my kingsman. There was never anything inappropriate between us. So this is Tega talking. The first time Oh, he said the first and only time I hung out with Frank was at my manager, Paul Okuno's presence. I have absolutely nothing to hide. And honestly, if I ever had anything to do with Frank romantically, I would say it with my full chest. He was separated at the time, and I am also separated. If you knew me, you know I have never been the type or or to sneak around. I I say things exactly as they are. I have worked too hard to build myself and my brand step by step to allow false accusations stain my name like this. I owe it to my family, friends, supporters, and the reputable brand I work with to protect my reputation. I believe it is important for evidence to be provided because I will not let this slide. My name cannot be dragged carelessly into false narrative. This has honestly been very upsetting for me, but moving forward, my lawyers will handle the matter appropriately. There will be consequences. This will be the only time I address this matter. So at least 4 persons were mentioned by Frankie Dowu's ex-wife. So right now, maybe all of them will be suing. But I feel like for her to come out and mention their name, because sometimes people will describe, give hints just for you to know, but they will not mention them. So if you take them to court, they're like, I didn't call your name, so what? Do you get? But now this lady mentioned their names. So if they take her to court, she will have to present that evidence and we'll know who is lying and who's not lying. So let's see. So that's that for Tega. The other lady also, one of the other ladies also dropped will I find it now? Also dropped an official statement stating that she does not have anything or whatsoever to do uh with uh Frank Idowu. Okay, so I can find that one right now. But anyways, as the story keep building, I want to believe that since Frank has dropped this voice note, that she too she will come out and drop her own that would exonerate she and Chike. Okay, because in her own write-up she made it look like it was after their divorce. That's when she did what she did, because that was allowed to. And when you say I'm allowed to and free to do things like that, you must not be in a union and be saying I'm allowed to. So if she was already out, maybe she'll post that evidence. But remember that Frank Itowu is also alleging that Chike apologized to him after he confronted Chike. So if he will be able to drop a post that will prove that this is a text message from Chike's phone to his phone, that will be damning, including that other voice message that we heard. But anyways, let's just take it at face value right now. Let's see where this story is going. Thank you very much. And this is where we round this particular one. Up next, Nigerian activists are battling. I'm not sure why activists are fighting. That's the next story that will be coming 36 minutes. Like I said, maximum. We're going to be doing 30 minutes. 20, 30 minutes is my target. I want to at least drop 3 videos this evening. So I will see you all in the next one in the next 5 minutes. Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, drop your comments in the comment section. What do you think about the story? My own take is, if it is what it is, Chike is super wrong. You cannot go and be sleeping with somebody's wife. She's very wrong. Mike Idou's, Sandra, Frank Idou's wife or ex-wife now, is very wrong. Until that union is dissolved, there's no sleeping with anybody or anything like that. Even though you feel like you have evidence of him doing it, two wrongs don't make it a right. If somebody decides to behave like an idiot, doesn't mean you have to join the person. If somebody's putting their hand in fire, doesn't mean you have to go burn it yourself. So nah, should have just rounded up with whatever she was doing and give it few months. So if he tries to say anything, she will have evidence. It's okay. Look when our divorce was finalized. Look when I started seeing Chike. But now we don't know if she has that or the line is just too blurred. Where it is what it is. Anyway, drop your own thoughts in the comment section and I'll see you all later. Bye for now, and let's go into the next topic that we're going to be discussing. There's a lot trending. There's a lot in the news, so let's do this.